Hey guys, welcome to Bombinate. My name is Brooke. This week 3, I took on the task of purging my home. I believe that it's imperative to prepare like our physical space before we pursue any big change in our lives. I think just like an adequately purged, organized space just gets us in the right mindset. It clears our mind and it decreases distraction and allows us really just to open ourselves up to lasting change. Obviously in preparation for this 52-week project, I took my purge to the next level. No simple just decluttering, but I dug deep, in keeping with my genuine desire to create just lasting change in my life. So, I love getting myself motivated for essentially like anything by reading books, about the subject that I'm trying to get motivated to do. So I started with a highly esteemed book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo. I was really pumped to get into this book. The reviews were amazing. They're just singing its praise. I was expecting life-changing experience, obviously. So it quickly turned me off. I'm a little embarrassed to say, but its advice was related to a single person. And I'm sure that the book went on to include, how to apply these practices with a family. It just kind of turned me off, like right off the bat, that it was entirely centered around the self, I just really wanted her to make the book centered around like a young mom of 3 kids under 5 years old. Just don't think it's too much to ask. Yeah. As a parent, like we relinquish our home to our children. This is their environment to learn and to grow. And, in Marie's advice to get rid of everything you don't love. I can tell you that's not practical for me right now. I absolutely abhor the vast majority of my children's possessions. They are obnoxiously colored. They take up an enraging amount of space. And I have to just work really hard to allow my children, their own space and right to have all the crap that gives them a happy childhood. So I decided for now that, I know works for our family. So I put the book down. Perhaps I'll visit it when I'm in a better mindset, It's funny just as a parent, the things you get sensitive, like the advice you get sensitive about, like I'm working hard enough as it is, Anyways, I'm sure I'll get to it. But so I've always had this like really bizarre love of moving, simply to have the experience to give like a really cold, hard look at every single possession that we own. The opportunity that it affords to just decide whether each possession is worth the trouble of like packing, transporting, and organizing the new home. It dawned on me that I don't have to move to replicate this experience. Big idea, I know. So in being true with this 52-week venture, I decided to just like take this purging really, next level. So room by room, I dumped every single possession we own in the middle of the room, in the light of the day, and I just gave honest thought to each object as to their worth in my family's life. A few questions that I asked myself that I highly encourage you guys to implement is number 1, does this object add value to my life? Number 2, have I used this item in the past 6 months? And number 3, am I holding on to this item because I feel obligated to? So these questions allowed me to rid our home of 46 trash bags. The vast majority of those we donated to the thrift store. The rest was sheer garbage that I'm embarrassed that I had in my home. But I'm a pretty organized person, and to be able to get rid of this much stuff was shocking, but I was able to do it because I made myself get real about the feelings of my possessions, and the process, confirmed that I don't have to move to replicate that high. So yeah, I genuinely feel, like I have a new lease on life as I allow myself the right to just strip my home from distraction, no longer guilt myself about being wasteful, you know, because I realized too, like the overwhelming majority of items that I was getting rid of were gifts. So they hadn't been like wasteful purchases, you know, and I can recognize and acknowledge the kindness of my friends and family for those gifts, but it doesn't mean that I'm like obligated to hold on to them if, you know, I don't use them. You know, and having 3 human beings that are junk generators and then a collector for a husband, I know that the purge process will just be relentless. But now I have just a new guideline for which I can implement to decide on what I keep. So these are my thoughts on purging your home. I hope it can just help motivate you guys to reclaim your homes and just rid the non-essentials. You know, I'd love for you guys to follow along. I'm doing 100 days with the Diet Doc, and I'll be documenting my journey of just regaining my health and health and fitness with the help of renowned Dr. Corey Probst, who's a co-owner of the Diet Doc, and I'll be uploading weekly videos of my daily diaries, progress pics, and just my experience working with a health coach. So please tune into that. I need all the support I can get. Uphill battle for me this 100 days. So guys, thank you so much for your support. Please show me some love and subscribe. I'd love to hear your purge stories. It's so inspiring to hear others, you know, their experiences working through that. So I'd love to hear those. Thank you guys so much.